Hello, my friend, and welcome to this special English lesson, Small Easy Talk to Speak Fast. And that is exactly what we are going to do together. You are here because you want to learn English, you want to improve English fast, and most of all, you want to speak English confidently. I'm really happy you are here, because it tells me something important. You are serious about your English. You are not just watching for fun, you are showing up to practice, and that is the most powerful thing you can do. Every time you show up, your English grows. Every small step takes you closer to fluency. Part 1. Now let's begin with something very simple. Many learners think they need big, difficult grammar to sound fluent, but that is not true. Fluency is not about difficult words. Fluency is about speed, flow, and confidence. And the best way to get that is through small, easy talk. Small talk means the everyday conversations you have with people around you. For example, when you meet a friend and say, "Hi, how are you?" Or when you go to a shop and say, "Excuse me, how much is this?" These small conversations are the secret to speaking fast. Why? Because they are natural, they are repeated every day, and they give you real practice in real life. Let's practice right now. Imagine you meet me on the street. I smile at you and say, "Hi, how are you?" What can you answer? You don't need to think too much. Just say, "I'm good, thank you." And you? Let's try it together. I say, "Hi, how are you?" You say, "I'm good, thank you." And you? Perfect. Do you see? That was easy. That was natural. That was English fluency in action. Now let's make it a little longer. You can add something simple about your day. For example, you can say, "I'm good, thank you. I just had lunch." Or you can say, "I'm fine. I'm on my way to work." Do you feel how natural this is? This is small, easy talk. And this is how you improve English fast, step by step, sentence by sentence. Here's your first small challenge. I want you to pause this video for 5 seconds and say out loud, "I'm good, thank you. I just had lunch." Go ahead. Do it now. Speak it, not just think it. Did you do it? Great. Every time you say it, you are training your brain and your mouth to work together. That is how you build confidence. That is how you speak English confidently. Now let's look at another example. Imagine you are at a bus stop. Someone next to you says, "The bus is late today." What can you answer? Don't make it complicated. Just say, "Yes, it's always late." Or you can say, "Yes, I think it will come soon." See how simple that is? You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need big words. You just need small, easy talk. And when you practice this every day, your English becomes faster, your confidence grows, and soon you don't even need to think. You just speak. Let me tell you a secret. Small talk is not really about information. It's about connection. When people say, "Hi, how are you?" they don't want a long answer. They just want to connect. They want to be friendly. And that is why small, easy talk is so powerful for English learners. It trains you to respond quickly, naturally, and without stress. Now let's try a short dialogue together. I'll be person A, you be person B. Ready? A says, "Hi, good morning." And you answer. Then A says, How's your day going? And you answer again. Did you do it? Maybe you said, Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. Or maybe you said, It's going well. I'm just going to work. Perfect. That is small, easy talk. That is how you practice English fluency in a real-life way. Here's another small challenge for you. For the next 24 hours, I want you to use one small, easy talk sentence in your real life. It could be with a friend, with a classmate, or even just speaking to yourself in the mirror. For example, tomorrow morning, look in the mirror and say, Good morning. How are you? Then answer yourself, I'm good, thank you. I'm ready for the day. Yes. It might feel funny, but it works. You are training your brain. You are building confidence. So remember this. The key to improve English fast is not learning difficult grammar. It is practicing small, easy talk every day. Simple sentences, real-life situations, quick answers. That is how you learn English. That is how you speak English confidently. And that is how you grow your English fluency step by step. And in the next part of this video, we will take these small, easy talk sentences and make them more powerful. I'll show you how to connect your ideas, how to make your English longer, and how to speak faster without stopping. Are you ready? Let's go to part 2. Part 2. In the first part of this lesson, we talked about how small, easy talk is the key to building English fluency. You learned how to answer simple questions like, How are you? And how's your day? And you practiced adding short details. Now, in this part, we are going to take those small sentences and make them stronger. The goal is to connect your ideas, make your English a little longer, and speak faster without stopping. Remember, the secret to speak English confidently is not only short answers. It's also about learning how to keep the conversation moving. Let's start with a very common situation. Imagine someone asks you, How are you? Before you answered, I'm good, thank you. And you? That is perfect, but we can make it more powerful. You can connect with one more sentence. For example, you can say, I'm good, thank you. And you? I just finished my work for today. Do you see how natural that feels? Now the conversation has more energy. You didn't just answer, you added something about yourself. This is what fluent speakers do. They connect small, easy talk into bigger conversation. Here's another example. Imagine you meet a friend and they say, How's your day going? Instead of only saying, It's good, you can say, It's good, thank you. I had a nice lunch and now I'm going to the library. Notice how you are not saying anything difficult. These are simple words. Good, lunch, library. But because you are adding, your English feels fluent. It flows. And when it flows, people enjoy talking with you. Now let's practice this together. I will say the question, and you answer out loud. Don't just think it. Say it. Ready? I say, How's your day going? You answer with something like, It's going well. I just had coffee, and now I'm watching this video. Perfect. That's exactly how you connect. Here's a small challenge for you. Every time you answer a question in English, try to add one extra detail. For example, if someone asks, Where are you from? Don't just say, I'm from Brazil. Say, I'm from Brazil. It's a beautiful country, and I live in Sao Paulo. If someone asks, what do you do? Don't just say, I'm a student. Say, I'm a student. I'm studying English because I want to travel. This extra detail makes your English stronger. It also gives the other person more to talk about. That's how conversations continue. Now let's move to another small, easy talk situation. Imagine you are at a shop. You see something you like. You can say, "Excuse me, how much is this?" The shopkeeper says, "It's $10." You answer, "Okay, thank you." That's good, but let's make it more fluent. You can say, "Excuse me, how much is this?" The shopkeeper says, "It's $10." You answer, "Okay, thank you." It looks nice. Do you have it in blue? Now look at that. You started with small, easy talk, but you connected it into a real conversation. And the best part? It was still simple. No big words, no difficult grammar, just small details connected together. Here's a little role play for you. I'll be the shopkeeper, you be the customer. Ready? You say, "Excuse me, how much is this?" I say, "It's $5." Now it's your turn to add something. Maybe you said, "Oh, thank you. That's not too expensive." Or maybe you said, "Thank you. Do you have it in another size?" Excellent. That is fluency in action. Let's practice one more situation together. Imagine you are waiting for the bus, and a person next to you says, "It's very hot today." The easy answer is, "Yes, it is." But let's make it more fluent. You can say, "Yes, it is. I think it will rain later." Or, "Yes, it's hot. Summer is always like this here." These small extra details make your English sound natural, and you don't need to stop and think. You just connect one idea to the next. Remember this. Fluency is not speed only. Fluency is flow. Flow means you can keep talking without stopping, even if your grammar is not perfect. Native speakers don't always speak with perfect grammar either. They speak with flow, and flow comes from connecting your small sentences. So here's your second challenge. After this video, I want you to practice answering 3 simple questions with extra details. The questions are, how are you? What do you do? And where are you from? Don't give short answers. Give long answers with 1 or 2 extra details. For example, if I ask you, where are you from? You can say, I'm from Turkey. I live in Istanbul, and I love the food here. That's 3 short sentences connected together. Simple, clear, natural, and fluent. Before we finish this part, let me remind you of something important. Speaking English confidently does not mean using big, difficult vocabulary. It means using the English you already know in a natural way. You already have many small sentences. All you need to do is connect them. That's how you improve English fast. That's how you grow your English fluency. That's how you learn to speak English without fear. And in the next part of this video, we are going to make things even more exciting. You will learn how to ask good questions, because good questions are the heart of small, easy talk. When you know how to ask, you can start conversations anytime, anywhere. So let's continue to part 3 together. Part 3. In the last part, We practiced how to connect small sentences so your English flows more naturally. You learned how to make your answers longer and more interesting, and you practiced adding simple details. That is a big step towards speaking English confidently. But now, it's time to move to the next level. In this part, we will focus on asking good questions. Because here's the truth. If you only answer questions, you will always be waiting for the other person to lead the conversation. But when you know how to ask questions, you take control. You can start conversations anytime, anywhere, and you never feel stuck. This is a superpower for English learners. Let's start with something very simple. Imagine you meet someone new. The most common question you can ask is, "Where are you from?" It's easy, natural, and people are happy to answer. They might say, "I'm from Japan." Now, instead of ending the conversation, you can continue with another small question. You can ask, "Oh, nice. What city do you live in?" Then they might say, "I live in Tokyo." Look at that. You just created a conversation with two small, easy questions. You don't need big grammar. You don't need complex words. You just need to keep the ball moving with small, natural questions. Now let's practice. Imagine I'm your new friend. You ask me, "Where are you from?" I say, "I'm from Canada." What can you ask next? Maybe you say, "Oh, really? Which city?" Then I say, "I'm from Toronto." You can continue with, "I've heard Toronto is a big city. Do you like living there?" See how one simple question creates a chain? This is the heart of small, easy talk. Here's another example. Imagine someone asks you, "What do you do?" And you answer, "I'm a student." Don't stop there. Take the chance to ask back. You can say, "I'm a student." What about you? This small question, "What about you?" is one of the most powerful tools in English. It shows you are interested. It keeps the conversation going, and it gives the other person a chance to speak. You can use it in almost every situation. For example, "I like coffee. What about you?" Or, "I'm going to the park. What about you?" These are easy, natural ways to build connection. Now let's try a small role play together. I'll be person A, you be person B. Ready? I say, "Hi, nice to meet you." "Where are you from?" You answer, and then you ask me the same question back. I say, "I'm from Italy." Now it's your turn to ask me another small question about my country. Maybe something like, "Oh, nice. Which city do you live in?" Perfect. That's how you create real conversations. Here's your next small challenge. For the next day, I want you to practice asking, "What about you?" at least 3 times in your conversations. It could be in English class, with a friend, or even when you practice by yourself. Say something like, "I'm watching a video. What about you?" This little phrase is a key to fluency. Now let's look at some other easy questions you can use for small talk. You can ask about the weather. "It's sunny today. Do you like sunny days?" You can ask about food. "Do you like pizza?" You can ask about free time. "What do you usually do on weekends?" These are not complicated. They are easy to answer, and they open the door to more conversation. Let's practice with food. Imagine you're sitting with a classmate and you want to start small talk. You can say, "Do you like coffee?" They might say, "Yes, I do." Then you can continue, "Me too. I drink it every morning." "What about you?" They might say, "I drink it in the afternoon." See how natural that feels? You're not memorizing big grammar rules. You're just practicing small, real questions. And the best part is, people love to talk about simple things like food, weather, or hobbies. Now I want you to repeat after me. Say this out loud. What about you? Good. Say it again. What about you? One more time. What about you? Perfect. This phrase is small, but it's very powerful. If you use it, you will never run out of things to say in English. Remember, small talk is not about giving long speeches. It's about building connection step by step. One question, one answer, then another question. That is how conversations grow. And the more you practice asking, the more confident you become. This is how you improve English fast. This is how you speak English confidently. This is how you build fluency. So here's what I want you to do before the next part. Write down 3 simple questions you can use in small talk. For example, where are you from? Do you like coffee? What do you usually do on weekends? Practice saying them out loud. Then, if you can, try them in real life. Ask a friend, a classmate, or even just practice by asking yourself in the mirror. Every question you practice is another step toward fluency. And in the next part of this video, we will take it even further. You will learn how to respond quickly without thinking too much, so your English becomes fast and automatic. This is where you really start to sound fluent, even with very simple words. So get ready, because part 4 is going to change the way you speak. Part 4. In the last part, we focused on asking good questions. You learned how small, easy questions like, "Where are you from?" or "What about you?" can keep conversations alive and make you sound fluent without stress. Now, in this part, we are going to work on one of the most important skills for fluency, answering quickly. Because if you want to improve English fast, you need to train yourself to respond without long pauses. Quick answers make your English sound natural. They show confidence, and they help you enjoy real conversations instead of worrying about mistakes. Here's the problem many learners face. Someone asks you a question, and you know the answer in your head, but you stop, you think, you translate, and then you speak. By that time, the conversation has already moved on. Does that sound familiar? Don't worry, you are not alone. Every English learner goes through this. But the good news is, you can train yourself to respond faster, and it's easier than you think. Let's start with a very simple question. Do you like coffee? Don't think too much. Just answer quickly. Yes, I do. Or no, I don't. That's it. You don't need to make it complicated. The key is to answer fast without translation in your head. Let's try it right now. I ask you, do you like coffee? You say, yes, I do. Perfect. Let's try again. I ask you, do you like pizza? You say, yes, I do. Or maybe, no, I don't. Excellent. See how fast that is? Now let's add one small detail. I ask, "Do you like coffee?" You answer, "Yes, I do. I drink it every morning." Or, "No, I don't. I prefer tea." That's still very simple, but it makes your answer stronger. And because you are practicing quick answers, your fluency grows. Here's your next small challenge. I'm going to give you 5 quick questions, and you have to answer them out loud without thinking too much. Are you ready? 1. Do you like chocolate? 2. Do you have a pet? 3. Do you like music? 4. Do you watch movies? 5. Do you like learning English? Did you answer all of them quickly? Great. That's exactly what you need to practice every day. The more you train your brain to answer fast, the more confident you will feel in real conversations. Now let's practice another style of question. Imagine someone asks, "What do you usually do on weekends?" Don't stop and think for a long time. Just give a quick, simple answer. You can say, "I usually stay home and relax," or "I usually meet friends," or "I usually study English." That's enough. You don't need to tell a big story. Quick, clear, and simple answers are the key. Here's a role play for you. I'll ask and you answer quickly. Ready? What do you usually do on weekends? You say your answer now. Perfect. Let's try another one. What time do you usually wake up? Answer fast. Maybe you said, "I wake up at 7. Great. Let's do one more. What is your favorite food? Answer quickly. Maybe you said pizza. Excellent. You are training your fluency right now. Do you see the pattern? The secret to speak English confidently is not giving long, perfect answers. It's giving fast, natural answers that sound real. Native speakers do this all the time. If someone asks, "How are you?" they don't stop to think. They just say, "Good, thanks." And you? It's quick, it's automatic, and it keeps the conversation alive. Here's another trick to help you answer fast. Don't worry about mistakes. Fluency comes from flow, not from perfection. If you make a mistake, just keep going. Imagine someone asks you, "Where are you from?" And you say, "I from Spain." Yes, the grammar is not perfect, but the person will understand you. And next time, you'll say it better. The important thing is to keep the flow, not to stop yourself. So here's your big challenge for this part. For the next 3 days, I want you to practice 1-second answers. That means when someone asks you a question, you answer within 1 second. No waiting, no translating, no long thinking, just answer. Even if your answer is short, that's okay. The goal is speed, not perfection. Over time, this will train your brain to respond automatically in English, and that's the true secret to fluency. Let me give you one more example before we finish this part. Imagine you are at a cafe and the cashier asks, "For here or to go?" Don't freeze. Just answer quickly. "For here" or "to go." Imagine you are at a shop and the seller asks, "Do you need a bag?" Don't stop. Just say, "Yes, please," or "No, thank you." These quick answers are small, but they are exactly what builds your confidence. So remember this: the best way to improve English fast is to train yourself to answer quickly. Don't wait. Don't translate. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Just answer. The more you do this, the more natural your English will become. And soon you will notice that speaking fast is no longer difficult. It will feel easy. In the next part, we will take this skill even further. You will learn how to make small talk last longer, how to keep people interested, and how to turn short conversations into real friendships. So don't stop now. Let's move on to part 5 together. Part 5. In the last part, we focused on answering quickly so that your English sounds natural and confident. You practiced short, fast answers, and you learned that fluency comes from flow, not perfection. Now in this part, we are going to practice making conversations last longer. Because answering quickly is important, but if you stop too soon, the conversation ends. To build real fluency, you need to learn how to keep people interested, how to continue small talk, and how to turn short exchanges into real connections. Think about this. Imagine you meet someone and they ask, "How are you?" You answer quickly, "I'm fine, thank you." That's good, but if you stop there, the conversation is finished. Instead, you can add something more. You can say, "I'm fine, thank you. I'm a little tired today because I had a long day at work." See how that gives the other person something to respond to. Now they might say, "Oh, really? What kind of work do you do?" And suddenly, the conversation continues. Here's another example. Someone asks, "What do you usually do on weekends?" You can answer quickly, "I usually stay home." That's fine, but it ends the conversation. If you want to keep it going, add a small detail. Say, "I usually stay home and watch movies. I love action movies." Now the other person might say, "Oh, I love movies too. What's your favorite one?" And just like that, the small, easy talk grows into something more interesting. The secret is simple. Always give the other person something extra to work with. Don't give one-word answers. Give answers with small details. You don't need to tell a big story, but even one extra sentence makes a big difference. Let's practice this right now. I'll ask you a question, and you answer with one sentence, then add one small detail. Ready? Do you like pizza? If you said, "Yes, I do," that's good. But let's make it better. Say, "Yes, I do. I usually eat it on Fridays with my family." Perfect. That's longer, more natural, and more interesting. Let's try another one. What's your favorite drink? If you said tea, that's okay. But let's add. Say, "Tea. I drink it every morning before work." See how easy it is? Just one small detail keeps the conversation alive. Here's a small challenge for you. For the next week, every time you answer a question in English, try to add one more piece of information. If you say, "I'm a student," add, "I'm studying English because I want to travel." If you say, "I'm from Turkey," add, "I live in Istanbul, and it's a beautiful city." These small details are what make your English sound fluent and confident. Now, let's look at another important skill: asking follow-up questions. Imagine someone tells you, "I'm a teacher." Don't just say, "Okay." That kills the conversation. Instead, ask, "Oh, nice. What subject do you teach? If they say, I teach math, you can continue. That sounds interesting. Do you enjoy it? This is how conversations keep growing. You ask, they answer, you ask again. It's like a game of ping pong. You hit the ball, they hit it back, and the game continues. Let's role play together. I say, I'm from Brazil. You don't stop. You ask, oh, really? Which city? I say, Rio de Janeiro. Now you continue, I've heard Rio is beautiful. Do you like living there? Excellent. That's how you turn a short answer into a longer conversation. Remember, people love to talk about themselves. If you ask questions and show interest, they will enjoy speaking with you. And when they enjoy speaking with you, you feel more confident. This is how small talk turns into real friendship. Here's one more technique to keep the conversation alive. Share something about yourself. If someone says, I like football, don't just say, me too. Add more. Say, me too. I watch it every weekend. My favorite team is Manchester United. Now they can ask you about your team, and the conversation continues. The more you share, the more natural it feels. So here's your big challenge for this part. Choose 3 small questions you hear often, like, where are you from? What do you do? Or, do you like coffee? And practice giving answers with extra details. Don't stop at one word. Don't stop at one sentence. Give 2 or 3 simple sentences. Then, practice asking one follow-up question. If you do this every day, your conversations will become longer, smoother, and much more interesting. So remember, short answers are good for speed, but longer answers with details are good for connection. When you give details, you keep the conversation alive. When you ask follow-up questions, you show interest. And when you share something about yourself, you build real connection. This is how you improve English fast. This is how you speak English confidently. This is how you turn small, easy talk into real English fluency. And in the next part of this video, we will go even deeper. You will learn how to practice small talk anywhere, even when you are alone, so you never have to wait for someone to talk to. This is a powerful method to train your brain and build fluency every single day. So don't stop here. Let's continue to Part 6. Part 6. In the last part, we learned how to make conversations last longer by adding details, asking follow-up questions, and sharing something about yourself. That is how you build real connections and keep people interested. But here's a question. What if you don't always have someone to practice with? What if you're at home or walking outside or sitting alone in your room? Many learners feel stuck because they think, I can only practice English when I talk to someone else. But the truth is, you can practice small, easy talk anywhere, anytime, even when you are alone. And this is one of the most powerful methods to improve English fast. Think about it. Fluency is not only about speaking to other people. Fluency is about training your brain and your mouth to work together. You don't need a partner for that. You can practice with yourself, and when you practice alone, you remove the pressure, you remove the fear, and you give yourself freedom to make mistakes and learn from them. Here's how you can do it. The first method is mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror, look at yourself, and imagine you are speaking to a friend. Say something simple like, "Hi, how are you?" Then answer yourself, "I'm good, thank you. I just finished lunch." Keep the conversation going. Ask yourself, "What are you doing today?" Then answer, "I'm watching a video to improve my English." This may feel a little funny at first, but it works. It trains your brain to respond quickly, it builds your confidence, and it makes speaking English feel more natural. The second method is talk to yourself practice. You don't even need a mirror for this. You can do it while you're walking, cooking, or cleaning your room. Just describe what you are doing. Say, "I'm making tea. I'm washing the dishes. I'm going to the shop." These are small, easy sentences, but when you say them out loud, you are practicing fluency. You are turning your thoughts into English, and that is exactly what fluent speakers do. The third method is shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a native speaker and repeat after them as quickly as you can. For example, you can watch a short clip in English, pause, and repeat the sentence. If the person says, "It's a beautiful day," you say, "It's a beautiful day." Try to match the speed and rhythm. This is one of the best ways to train your mouth and brain for fast English speaking. Here's a small challenge for you. After this video, choose one of these methods: mirror practice, talk to yourself practice, or shadowing, and try it for just 5 minutes. 5 minutes is not long, but if you do it every day, you will notice a big change in your fluency. You will start to think in English, you will speak faster, and you will feel more confident. Now let's practice together. Imagine you are walking outside. You see the sun. Say out loud, "It's sunny today." You see a bus. Say, "The bus is coming." You pass by a shop. Say, "That shop looks busy." Do you see how easy this is? You are not waiting for someone else. You are using the world around you to practice. Here's another example. Imagine you are in your kitchen. You can say, "I'm making breakfast. I'm cooking eggs. I'm drinking coffee." These are small, easy talk sentences, but they are training your fluency. And the best part is, you can do this every day for free anytime. Remember, practice doesn't have to be big or difficult. Small practice, repeated often, creates big results. If you talk to yourself for 5 minutes every day, that's 35 minutes in 1 week. That's 2 hours in 1 month. That's 24 hours in 1 year. Can you imagine how much your English would grow if you gave yourself 24 hours of speaking practice just by talking to yourself? That is the power of daily practice. And here's something even more important. When you practice alone, you build automatic confidence. So when you finally speak to real people, it feels easier. You don't freeze, you don't panic, because your brain is already trained. That's why mirror practice, self-talk, and shadowing are not just exercises. They are secret weapons for English fluency. So here's your big challenge for this part. For the next 7 days, choose one time in your day when you will practice small, easy talk with yourself. Maybe in the morning, while you brush your teeth. Maybe in the evening when you're walking home. Maybe at night before you sleep. Use that time to speak simple English sentences out loud. Describe your day, ask yourself questions, answer them, Repeat what you hear in videos. If you do this, you will notice that your mouth becomes faster, your brain becomes quicker, and your English feels more natural. So remember this. You don't need to wait for other people to practice. You can practice small, easy talk anytime, anywhere, even when you are alone. Every small sentence, every small practice builds your fluency, and little by little, your English grows strong. This is how you improve English fast. This is how you learn to speak English confidently. And in the next part of this video, we are going to add something very exciting. You will learn how to bring emotion and energy into your small talk, so your English doesn't just sound correct, it sounds alive. This will make people enjoy speaking with you, and it will make you feel even more confident. So let's continue to Part 7 together. Part 7. In the last part, you learned how to practice small, easy talk anytime, even when you are alone. You discovered the power of mirror practice, self-talk, and shadowing. Those methods make you faster, sharper, and more confident. But fluency is not just about words, it's also about energy. It's about emotion. Because when you speak English, you don't just want to sound correct. You want to sound alive. You want people to enjoy listening to you, to feel your personality, and to connect with you. And that's exactly what we will practice in this part, bringing emotion and energy into your small talk. Think about this. Imagine two people both say the same words. Hello, how are you? The first person says it flat, with no energy. Hello. How are you? The second person smiles, looks at you, and says with warmth, Hello. How are you? Which one feels better? Of course, the second one. The words are the same, but the energy is different. And in English, just like in any language, energy matters. People don't only hear your words, they feel your attitude. So how do you bring energy to your small talk? The first step is simple. Use your voice. Don't speak in a flat, robotic way. Change your tone. Go up and down. Add life. For example, if you say, Really? That's interesting. Say it with real surprise in your voice. Don't say it like a machine. Say it like you mean it. This makes your English sound more natural and helps people connect with you. The second step is body language. Even if you are speaking online or on the phone, your body affects your voice. If you smile, your voice becomes warmer. If you sit up straight, your voice sounds stronger. Try this right now. Say, Good morning, with a smile. Do you feel the difference? That smile travels through your voice. This is why actors and public speakers practice smiling when they talk. It makes their words feel alive. The third step is showing emotion. If someone says, I just got a new job, don't just reply, okay. That feels cold. Instead, show excitement. Say, wow, congratulations. That's amazing. If someone says, I'm really tired today, don't just say, okay. Show care. Say, oh no, I hope you can rest soon. Do you see? By adding emotion, you make small talk more human. You show you care. And when people feel you care, they enjoy talking with you. Let's practice together. I'll say a situation. and you imagine your response with energy. Ready? Someone says, "I passed my exam." You say, "That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you." Someone says, "It's raining again today." You say, "Oh no, I was hoping for some sunshine." Someone says, "I'm going on vacation tomorrow." You say, "Wow, that sounds exciting. Where are you going?" Did you notice how each response is simple but full of life? That's the power of emotion. Here's a small challenge for you. The next time you speak English, focus not only on the words, but on how you say them. Imagine you are an actor playing a role. Use your voice, use your face, use your hands if you want to. Make your small talk feel real. Even if your grammar is not perfect, people will feel your confidence and your energy. And here's a secret. Energy makes fluency easier. When you speak with energy, your brain stops worrying about mistakes. You stop overthinking. You just speak. You focus on connection, not perfection. And this is the mindset that leads to fast improvement. Let me give you a real-life example. I once had a student who was very shy. She always spoke quietly, with little energy. Her sentences were correct, but people didn't connect with her because she sounded too serious. I asked her to practice smiling while speaking, to add more emotion. At first, it felt strange for her, but after 2 weeks of practice, something amazing happened. Her English sounded more natural, more confident, and people wanted to talk to her more. Her fluency improved because she allowed her personality to shine. So here's your big challenge for this part. For 1 week, every time you practice small talk, whether with yourself or with others, add extra energy. Smile more, use your voice more, and show more feeling. If you say, "That's great," make it sound great. If you say, "I'm tired," make it sound tired. Practice exaggerating your tone and then bring it down to natural. This will make your English sound not only fluent, but alive. So remember, English fluency is not only about grammar and vocabulary. It's about energy, emotion, and connection. When you bring life into your small talk, you don't just speak English, you share yourself. And that is what people remember. In the next part, the final part of this video, we are going to put everything together. You will learn how to take all these small, easy talk skills, short answers, details, follow-up questions, self-practice, and energy, and combine them into one complete fluency system. This will give you a clear path to improve English fast and speak English confidently in real life. So don't miss it. Let's continue to Part 8. Part 8. We've come a long way together. In the last part, you learned how to bring energy and emotion into your English small talk. You discovered that fluency is not only about words, it's about connection, about showing your personality, and about making people feel good when they talk with you. Now, in this final part, we are going to put everything together. You will see how all the pieces, quick answers, adding details, follow-up questions, self-practice, and energy fit into one complete system. And this system will help you improve English fast, speak English confidently, and enjoy every conversation. Let's go back to the beginning for a moment. In Part 1, you learned that small, easy talk is the key to fluency. You don't need long, complicated words. You don't need to sound like a professor. You just need simple, everyday sentences. Why? Because that's what people use in real life. When you focus on small talk, you learn to respond quickly, and that is the first step to fluency. In part 2, you discovered how important it is to keep your sentences short and fast. When someone asks, "How are you?" you don't need to give a long, slow answer. Just say, "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" Quick answers keep the conversation moving, and moving fast is what makes you sound confident. Then in part 3, you learned that practice makes you comfortable. You practiced real-life situations like talking to a shopkeeper or meeting someone new. You saw that small talk is everywhere, and every moment can be a chance to practice. This is how you build fluency little by little. In part 4, you focused on quick responses, and you trained yourself not to freeze. You learned to answer fast, even if your English isn't perfect, because fluency is about flow, not perfection. That was a big step forward. Then in part 5, you added more details. You learned not to stop too soon, but to keep the conversation alive by giving small extra information. Instead of saying, "I'm a student," you practiced saying, "I'm a student. I'm studying English because I want to travel." This turned short talk into real conversation. In part 6, you discovered that you don't need to wait for someone else to practice with. You learned mirror practice, self-talk, and shadowing. These are powerful tools because they let you train anywhere, anytime. That means you are never stuck. You can always improve. In part 7, you added the final piece, emotion and energy. You learned that words alone are not enough. How you say something is just as important as what you say. Smiling, using your voice, and showing real feelings make your English alive and natural. And now, in part 8, it's time to put all these skills together. Let's imagine a complete conversation and see how it works. Picture this. You are waiting at the bus stop. Someone next to you says, "Hi, nice weather today." You reply quickly and with energy, "Yes, it's beautiful today." You didn't pause. You didn't overthink. You just answered fast. That's part 2. Then you add a detail. "I like sunny days. Yesterday was so cold." That's part 5, giving extra information. Now, you keep the conversation going with a follow-up question. "Do you like this kind of weather?" That's also part 5, learning how to ask. The other person says, "Yes, I love it. I enjoy walking when it's sunny." You respond with emotion. "Me too. Walking in the sun feels so relaxing." That's part 7, adding energy and connection. Do you see what just happened? A stranger's small comment turned into a real, friendly conversation. You didn't use big grammar. You didn't use difficult words. You just used small, easy talk, step by step, with speed, details, follow-up, and energy. This is the fluency system in action. And here's the best part. You can practice this system every single day. You don't need special books. You don't need a classroom. All you need is time, attention, and willingness. Every time you answer quickly, every time you add a detail, every time you ask a question, every time you practice alone, every time you add emotion, You are training your fluency. Now let's finish with your final challenge. For the next 7 days, I want you to practice one real conversation each day, using everything we learned. It can be with a friend, a classmate, a shopkeeper, or even yourself in the mirror. Start with a quick answer, add one detail, ask one question, and show emotion. Just 4 steps. Do this every day for 1 week, and you will feel a big change in your confidence. And remember, fluency is not magic. It's not something you get in one day. Fluency is built through small steps, repeated every day. That's why this video is called Small Easy Talk to Speak Fast. Because small talk is easy, and when you practice it often, you start to speak fast, natural, and confident English. So, my friend, here's the final message. Don't wait. Don't say, I'll practice tomorrow. Start today. Start right now. Open your mouth. Say one small sentence. Then say another. Build your fluency one step at a time. You can do it. I believe in you. And if you enjoyed this lesson, keep practicing with me. Watch this video again, try the examples, and then check out my other lessons where we go deeper into English fluency. Subscribe, like, and share so we can grow this learning journey together. Remember, you are not alone. I'm here to guide you, and millions of learners around the world are walking this same path. Together, we can all learn English, speak English confidently, and improve English fast. Thank you for joining me today. I'm proud of you. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep smiling. Your English journey is only beginning, and the best is yet to come.